Well, we're rapidly closing on Christmas now, and hello again everybody. We might get out to play on some motorbikes fairly soon. The weather's been really crap here. I've been waiting for some snow, but that hasn't happened yet. Just the usual rain and wind and horrible stuff, so I haven't felt too much like going for a spin for the sake of it. I thought I'd change the subject a little bit today though, and what I'm going to do is I will provide a link to a video I made a few years ago. This is going to be about the sort of cameras and techniques that I use, just in case anybody's interested. From time to time I get someone asking what camera I use and how do I mount it and this, that and the other. So I've got another video, like I say, I'll provide a link to, which will show what I still do to this day. But I just wanted to sort of discuss some of the cameras that I've used over the years, and on YouTube now I've got I think we're knocking on the door of 2,200 videos nearly. Most of them are shared publicly. There's only a few that aren't. One of them was footage of myself felling some trees out in a garden before we built our extension, and I actually got some very nasty threats about that. It's surprising what these tree hugging people will do. So I quickly changed that one to private anyway. But anyway, most of them are public. There's over 2,000 of them that will be, I know, and the majority of them were filmed on this one here. And this is a Fuji XP70, well used, so well used that the door, the battery and memory card door, doesn't lock anymore. I used to have to put an elastic band around that, but that was no hardship, as you'll see in the other video showing how I mount the camera when I'm on the motorbike. It actually didn't matter for that, because I had a piece of inner tube stretched around it with some little brackets I made up, and then I put a bungee cord around my lower chest and fastened the camera on, and that is how the majority of my ride videos, well, all of my ride videos were made actually, except in the very first one when I screwed the bottom of the camera to the mirror stalk of my Tiger Cub, the little 1958 one, and the vibration and the waggle of the stalk and everything made it a rather surreal experience to watch. But I believe that that one is on there among my very first videos from, I think, 2015 when I started. So anyway, this one was probably done very nearly 2,000 of my videos. This did the bulk of it. But riding a Royal Enfield from my parents' place in Ammanford over here one time, I didn't get the footage or all of it, because when I stopped to change the battery I noticed that it had a problem. It was showing up with its display saying that there was a problem with the memory card. Well, what had actually happened was the memory card had fried, but it had also done some internal damage where the memory card goes in there, because when I tried a new memory card this camera still wouldn't work. So it was the end of the road for this one. I had to do something quickly to keep going, so I decided my son had the camera that I'm using now to film this, so I'll hold the mirror up and perhaps you might just be able to see it there. That's a Fuji XP140, slightly larger than the 70, and you know, a few more features and functions and whatever, but basically it's the same sort of principle in using it, and I was already familiar with the 70, so it was easy and quick just to switch to this one. And same method of mounting it on me on the motorbike applied, and I've been using that since the 70 fried, probably late summer of this year. And the only problem I found with it though is after about 10 or 15 minutes, these cameras will film up to 29 minutes in one go. I found that after about 10 or 15 minutes the sound on the 140 that I'm using now at this moment on a motorbike would suddenly get a lot louder and a lot harsher. The sound on this one seemed to be far more stable, I thought. Anyway, I've been using the 140 to date, and for my birthday, because the 70 fried and I was borrowing my son's camera, my family clubbed together and bought me this. And I was actually going to have a go with this today. I haven't used it in a while because I've had a little bit of trouble getting extra batteries for it, and also a charger, a remote charger for batteries, all that sort of stuff I've got for the Fujis. But this is a Kodak PixPro, and the layout of it and the functions and everything are all very similar and familiar to the Fujis, which was a nice surprise for me because I'm a bit of a technophobe. The only problem being with this one is I can't wrap my slice of inner tube around the middle of it to then hook my bungee cord on to hold it, because the lens is right in the middle, horizontally at least. It's halfway up, so I was going to have to come up with some different way of fastening it onto myself, but I mean, that's not impossible, and I was going to give it a go, and I was going to give it a go today. And I've got 2 batteries for this camera so far, but I've got to charge it off the computer because I've got no remote chargers yet, as I've already said. I got a memory card for it, and I haven't used it, and I went to put it in today, and I just happened to look at the instructions. Don't ask me why, I'm a man, but I happened to look at the instructions and found out that the 64GB memory card that I bought for it, which would physically fit in there, is not recommended to be used. Apparently, for whatever reason, you're not meant to go over 32GB. So today I got on the internet and I've ordered a 32, so we will be seeing footage from this camera soon. Like I say, I don't know whether I'll get it onto the motorbikes or not, but I'm hoping that I'll at least be able to use it in the workshop, and that maybe, just maybe, it might go for longer than 29 minutes at a time. And if it does, I'll be able to do longer, more in-depth things about the engine work and mechanical work on the workbench and so on with this one. So what I did anyway, like I say, I've bought and ordered today another one of these. Now, for some reason, these, the Fuji XPs, aren't produced anymore, and the camera shops and whatever, you'll have a job finding a new one. But I found a second-hand one that's supposedly as new, and the write-up in the advert and everything. I thought I'd gamble my £69 on it, so I've got another orange Fuji XP70 in the pipeline that should arrive any day soon, and if it does, all well and good, I'll revert to the 70 and carry on as normal and experiment with this in my own time. So hopefully I'll be able to keep the videos going anyway, because this, I wasn't expecting it, but it just died suddenly, unexpectedly, and it was only for my son having the one I'm using now, the 140, and saying I could use it, that I was able to carry on making videos. So I wanted to have something of my own to be able to carry on with. So hopefully I'll have a choice between this, if and when I can use it, and another one of these that's supposedly as new. So there we are. They're the cameras that I've been using to date, apart from the one that started it all off, actually, was this one here. And this one is an Olympus, and this one actually takes conventional batteries, and it certainly had some appetite for batteries. You'd probably only take a few pictures and a couple of short videos, and then you'd be off to the shop to get new batteries. In fact, I did get rechargeable type batteries for it, but the big downside with this one actually was it would only film videos of up to 45 seconds. So if I wanted to start a bike up that I'd just been working on, I had to be quick and everything had to work perfectly. Otherwise you'd just have me faffing around with the bike, and then all of a sudden the video would end and you wouldn't really get anything. But there are quite a number of short videos among my videos on YouTube that I put on at a later date actually, that were filmed by this camera, and any videos that you might see of mine that last no longer than 45 seconds were filmed using this one here. So that's where we are now, and let's say I'm a bit of a technophobe, and this one, another thing with this is there's no detailed manual, instruction manual on it in the packaging it came in. You've got to go online and you've got to use one of those, I don't even know what they're called, they look a bit like a funny postage stamp that you scan, square sort of thing, and apparently that'll get you into where you want to be to look at the full instruction manual. Well, as I say, I'm a technophobe and I can't really scan anything with my phone, and I can't take pictures or videos either. So roll on the new XP70 coming, and perhaps I'll be well and truly back in the land of the living with my own equipment to make my own videos. And like I say, we'll also experiment with this one when I get a suitable memory card for it and see what it does. And if it does over 29 minutes, all well and good, then we'll have a really good, useful sort of purpose for it in the workshop at least. But I will also endeavour to get it on board when I'm on one of the motorbikes and see how it comes out, because you never know, perhaps the pictures and the sound may be miles better on this one than anything I've had yet. But don't hold your breath, folks, but it's coming. So anyway, once again, happy Christmas everybody, and hopefully with all this lot I'll be able to keep afloat with my videos. And like I say, I'm hoping to get out on one of the bikes soon. In fact, I think it's about time we took this noisy little bear out and rattled the neighbourhood a little bit, but maybe later today. But there we are, that's my cameras discussed, so bye for now.